Because even though E is 223, the trig that we would do would be with this triangle where it's 43, yes? And even though F is 317, the trig that we would do would be here, which would be the 43. Everybody cool? And they're, of course, both negative because of acts or cast or however you want to say it, right? Then the red one, we'll do that over here. Reds were D and H. H was 190, which is right there, yes? 180 all the way around. But the trig we would do would be on the 10. And D was indeed 10. And the trig that we would do would be on the 10. Because the reference angle is what gives us the right angle triangle to do our trig with. Everybody understand? The only reason it becomes positive and negative is the coordinate plane. Everybody cool? So in the next one, what two have the same value but are negatives of each other? One's B and C. B and C. And the other one was A and E and F. So we'll just go A and E. So B and C, same thing. It's cos 170 and cos 350. Well, 170 is right there, yes? And 350 is right there, yes? But to do the trig, I need those triangles. So this is 10 and this is 10. This, ACTS, is where cos is positive. So it's 350. This, cos has to be negative 170. Everybody cool? Do I need to show A and E? Or do people get it? There's people that aren't here, so I will show A and E. A and E was 43 and 223. So there's 43. There's 223, which has 43 for a reference angle. Make the triangles ACTS. All are positive, so sine is positive. But down here, sine has to be negative. So it's negative 6819. Everybody cool? Now this causes us much grief. Because sometimes your calculator is going to give you the reference angle. And sometimes your calculator is going to give you the real angle. So you have to actually understand the math to understand your calculator. Your calculator doesn't know what quadrant in which you are working because your calculator doesn't know anything except what you tell it. So you have to actually understand this ACTS thing. That's why I spent so long with it, showing it to you twice here. Once on the little one, and then once on the big one. That's how important it is. All right, let's talk about number 6. Given that theta is an angle in standard position, and we know what that means that theta lives somewhere with its vertex on the origin and its first arm out here. Right? That's the definition of a standard angle, yeah? Now, sine is negative 2/5. Sine is negative. Where are the only places where the terminal arm could be? Could it be here? No, why not? Because sine is positive in the first quadrant like everything else. No. Could it be here? No, because sine is positive in the second quadrant. So where are the only places it could be? Here or here, correct? Now, to do the trig, I need the triangles, yes? Agreed? Okay. Sine, we know, is O over H. But yesterday we learned that when we're dealing with the whole circle, what is sine really? Y over R, right? Which is the y value, the vertical or the diagonal? Which is the y value, the vertical or the diagonal? The vertical. So that's -2, that's -2, that's 5, correct? Did I need to draw this to solve it? No, if I understand what I'm doing, I know that there's two values for theta here, yes? But if I draw it, it's quite easy to see, yeah? Because it could be this theta, or it could be green theta. When I punch into my calculator, though, what's going to happen? Let's see. I need an angle, yes? So is it sine or shift sine? Shift sine. Shift sine bracket -2 divided by 5 equals. Now let's go to our calculator and see what happens. Shift sine -2 divided by 5. Everyone agrees? Equals 23.57. So 24, yes? Is the red theta 24? No, because I've gone all the way around. Is the green theta 24? No, because I've gone all the way around. So where does that 24 really live? Right there and right there. Because that's where I'm getting it. Right? Because I get it out of this triangle. So, if this is 24, what is red theta? How will I find red theta? Just look at the red curve. If the red curve stopped there, what was it? 180. But it went further. What math? Minus 180 plus 24, which is 204. What's green theta? 360 minus 24, which is 336 degrees. Now, if you don't believe me, but I know you all do, 2/5 is 0.4, yes? Well, sine 204. -0.4. Sine 336. Oops, missed a 3. -0.4. Everybody cool? Remember, if you know what you're doing, maybe you don't need to draw it. But if you draw it, you really can't do it wrong, can you? All right, let's look at the next one. Number 7. So, theta can only be between 0 and 360. Right? Okay, so this is the value. So let's have a look. Is cos positive or negative? Negative. So it has to start here because it's in standard position. And for cos to be negative, where are the only place it's allowed to be? ACTS. It can only be there or there. Agreed? There is red theta and there is green theta. Yes? But to do trig, I need to use the black triangles. Yes? Now, what values in there do I know? What is cos? We know it to be A over H from grade 10, but in grade 11, 2 days ago, you learned that it's also something else. What? X over R. So the X, this is my negative root 3. Right? What's my R? 2. Again, do I really need to know that to solve this question? No, but is it good practice to be drawing it out? Yeah. I need an angle, so what am I doing? Shift cos bracket what? What? Negative root 3 divided by 2. Now this is going to be weird. Let's go to our calculator. Shift cos negative root 3. Agreed? Divided by 2. Holy crap. It gave me one of the actual values, yes? So, which is it? Is that red theta or green theta? That is red theta, agreed? Right from our calculator. So, if red theta is 150, what is orange theta? Red theta is 150. What, Liam? 30. If orange theta is 30, what's blue theta? 30. If blue theta is 30, what then is green theta? 210. Can everybody work in the circle? X, Y, R. X comma Y, that gives me the X and the Y. R is the root of X squared plus Y squared. Once you have all three of them, sine Y over R, cos X over R, tan Y over X. Yeah? Yeah. Now, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to do it today. Again, what page are we on? 157, 158, 159 has work. P 157 to 159. I want you to do that in class. Right now. Right meow. There is no answers for it, so you can work together. Your peers that aren't here can see this on the video, which they won't watch. Now here's where we get snaky on them. What's the next thing? Assignment. That assignment begins on page 160. Page 160 to whatever it ends. I can't remember when it ends. It ends at 161. It's only one page. Yes. Is an assignment for marks due when? Monday. Why Monday? Because you're writing a cumulative tomorrow on what? Because tomorrow is cumulative number 2 on what? Quadratics and rationals. Now, let's say you do a few of these. Maybe you do 1, 4, 7, I don't know. You do a bit, right? Now, how are you going to check the answers? Because I didn't provide you with the answers. What are you going to do? Are you sitting beside someone? Or near someone? Are they working on the same thing? If two of you, who all of you just said you get this and you're ready to rock, if two of you have the same answer, is it right? Yes. What if you have different answers? What should you do? You should look at each other's work. What if you still have different answers? Who could you ask then? Me. Everybody good? Now, what if you feel, you know what, I got this trig. I am aces. I'm ready to go. Could you go ahead and start on page 161? Of course you could. Let's say I got this trig so well, I'm not even going to look at 161 until 9 o'clock Sunday night. Because that's when most of you, if you do it, are going to do it. Right? 9 o'clock, no, that's crazy talk. That's prime Snapchat time. 1:30, 2 in the morning, Monday morning, before school. Huh?
Right before school starts.
7:30 a.m. in the hallway out here, frantically scribbling. I don't know, maybe, yeah, I haven't even looked.
We have math first block.
You have math first block, oh, badass. All right? So, if you are that comfortable with trig, which you really should be, because let's be honest, it's grade 10 trig again, isn't it? It's SOHCAHTOA, yeah? With one addition, the triangle spins. Did I ever spin triangles? Yeah, I did. So, let's say you've got trig knocked out of the park. Then maybe you want to prepare yourself for that. Remember, the grades on check by mark that can change are the quadratics final and the rational expressions test. I am not allowing you to bump your grade up on the quadratics open book test that you got your calculator for. Because what should you all have gotten on that? You all should have had 100% because you had your books open. Right? I know some of you didn't because I also know that a great many of you don't have your books 100% filled. Or if they're filled, it's la 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 la. Holy crap, he's written another whole page of notes. Got it. I take my notes, Mr. Myers. Screw you. Which is, of course, a lie. Right? Because if I wrote the notes up here in Sanskrit or hieroglyphics, you could copy them down. Would you understand them?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. Okay. All right? So anybody that's going to sit here and tell me that you do not have enough to do? Good. Start doing it.